Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session on Agile Project Management. The meaning of Agile is swift or versatile. The Agile process model refers to a software development approach based on iterative development. Agile methods break tasks into smaller iterations or phases, which do not require extensive long-term planning. The project scope and requirements are established at the beginning of the development process. Additionally, plans regarding the number of iterations, their duration, and their scope are clearly defined in advance. In this session, we will learn everything about Agile and its key principles. Before diving into Agile, we first need to understand SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle. Within a software organization, SDLC is a detailed strategy that ensures adaptability. An agile or iterative approach aims to deliver value throughout the process, not just at the end. Trust, adaptability, empowerment, and collaboration are key principles of agile initiatives. With that in mind, let's move on to our next topic, the tenets of agile project management. The core principles of agile project management. The agile approach emphasizes empowered individuals and their collaboration, early and consistent value delivery in an organization, maximizing value in alignment with business priorities within the available time and budget. Here are some fundamental agile principles. The project divides requirements into smaller, high-priority chunks. Continuous collaboration with customers at frequent intervals. Agile projects adapt and improve to ensure customer satisfaction. Blending planning and execution, allowing teams to adjust quickly. Now, let's look at the key components of Agile project management. Agile project management consists of 6 key components are 1. User stories. A user story is a simple, high-level description of a task. It provides just enough details for the team to estimate how long the task will take. This short, user-focused explanation clarifies what the client wants and why. 2. Product roadmap creation. A roadmap is a list of features that will be included in the final product. It helps teams plan their work for each sprint. Additionally, teams create a product backlog, a list of all features and deliverables. During sprint planning, tasks are extracted from this backlog. 3. Sprint planning. Before each sprint, stakeholders attend a sprint planning meeting to identify individual responsibilities, assess the workload, distribute tasks evenly, visually map out the workflow. 4. Sprints. A sprint is a short iteration, typically 1 to 3 weeks, where teams focus on completing predefined tasks. After each sprint, teams analyze the product, identify areas for improvement, and start a new sprint to refine the product. 5. Stand-up meetings. Daily stand-up meetings, or daily scrum meetings, help keep the team aligned and informed. These short meetings ensure transparency and allow teams to address any obstacles. 6. Backlog management. All project requests are added to the backlog. During sprint planning, teams prioritize and assign tasks from the backlog to be completed in the upcoming iteration. Effective backlog management is essential for agile project managers. Now that we've covered the key components, let's move on to our next agenda, agile methodologies. Popular agile frameworks. As agile became popular, many frameworks emerged. Some of the most prominent ones include 1. Kanban. Kanban is a method focused on continuous process improvement and evolutionary development. Its 6 key practices include visualizing work, limiting work in progress, managing workflow, defining clear process policies, implementing feedback loops, encouraging collaborative improvement. 2. Scrum. Scrum is often mistaken as a methodology, but it is actually a prescriptive framework. It divides projects into fixed periods called sprints, helping teams deliver high-value products efficiently. Scrum includes 3 key roles. Product owner represents stakeholders and manages the product backlog. Scrum Master, a servant leader who ensures Scrum rules are followed. development team responsible for executing sprint tasks. 3. Scrumban. Scrumban is a hybrid of Scrum and Kanban. It combines the structure of Scrum with Kanban's flexibility, enabling teams to focus on continuous improvement without rigid rules. Who uses Agile project management? Originally developed for software development, Agile is now widely used across industries. Marketing teams, universities, the military, automobile industries. Agile methodologies help organizations innovate in complex environments. Since Agile allows projects to adapt as they progress, it is a great choice for developing new technology or improving existing systems. Benefits of Agile working. Agile methods empower people involved, hence increasing accountability, promoting a variety of ideas, allowing early benefits release, and promoting ongoing improvement. The second benefit is that Agile can be effective in promoting cultural change, which is important to the success of most transformation projects because changes are progressive and evolutionary rather than revolutionary. As a result, it can assist in creating client and user involvement. Agile permits decision gremlins to be tried and rejected early, whereas the waterfall model does not. Agile's tight feedback loops bring benefits that again, the waterfall model does not. Understanding and identifying the right development life cycle model is crucial for the success of any application development. It's not just about technical expertise, it's equally important to choose the right development life cycle model. In this discussion, we will cover Agile and its connection to various models. Let me first give you a high-level overview of different models available. You can see them on the screen. First, waterfall model. The first model is the waterfall model, also known as the linear sequential model. In this model, every phase, such as analysis, planning, design, implementation, and testing, happens one after another in a fixed sequence, without deviation. For example, once the analysis is completed, we move on to planning and design. After that, implementation and testing take place step by step. This is a traditional approach that has been in use for a long time. The waterfall model has a good success rate in application development, but it works best only when there are no changes in requirements. If the client assures that there will be no modifications after the initial requirements are gathered, this model is highly effective. Even today, the waterfall model is still used, especially when working with teams new to Agile or application development. Second, V model, verification and validation model. The second model is the V model, also called the verification and validation model. Unlike the waterfall model, where development and testing happen sequentially, the V model allows testing to start early, right from the requirements phase. In this model, as soon as the business analyst, BA, gathers the requirements, both the development and testing teams begin working simultaneously. While the development team starts building the project, the testing team prepares test cases, test plans, and test scripts. There are two types of testing in this model. Manual testing, testers manually prepare test cases and plans. Automation testing, testers use tools like Selenium to automate test execution. If any bugs are found, a report is created and sent to the development team for corrections. The V model is highly useful when time is limited because it allows development and testing to happen in parallel, reducing the overall project timeline. Third, incremental model. The third model follows an incremental approach. In this model, new features or improvements are added to the application in small phases or builds. For example, let's say a login page is developed with a username and password field. Later, the client requests a two-step verification feature for added security. Instead of redesigning the whole login system, we simply add OTP verification in the next phase of development. This model is beneficial when clients request continuous improvements in a structured manner. Fourth, iterative model. The iterative model is another approach where development happens in cycles. Unlike the waterfall model, where everything is planned upfront, This model allows changes and refinements after each iteration. For example, a project is developed and presented to the client for feedback. If the client suggests changes, those are incorporated in the next iteration before moving forward. This ensures continuous improvement and customer satisfaction. Both the incremental and iterative models are commonly used in agile environments. Fifth, the shift to agile methodology. The traditional models, waterfall, V-model, incremental, and iterative, have been used for a long time. However, with changing market demands and competitive pressures, businesses need faster development cycles without compromising on quality. Modern enterprises require faster project completion, high-quality output, flexibility to accommodate changing requirements. Traditional models struggle to meet these demands because they lack flexibility. This is where Agile comes in. Why Agile? Agile is not just a model, it's a methodology and an approach that allows teams to work efficiently in fast-changing environments. While Agile has been around for over 8 to 10 years, its adoption has significantly increased in recent years. Companies now recognize its benefits and are integrating Agile into their workflows. Agile allows faster delivery through short development cycles, sprints, continuous feedback and improvements, better collaboration between development, testing, and business teams. With the growing need for adaptability and speed in software development, Agile is now the preferred approach for most enterprises. That's why Agile has become more important nowadays. Before we dive into values, principles, or Scrum, there's something crucial that you must understand first. It's important to grasp the differences between traditional teams and Agile teams. When we compare traditional and Agile approaches, we are not just talking about methodologies, there's a clear distinction in how teams are organized and work together. Let's start with traditional teams. For example, in a waterfall or V-model setup, there are usually a lot of people involved. In traditional teams, you have a project manager who handles planning and budgeting. There are also architects responsible for designing the project's architecture. Additionally, you'll find separate teams like the development team, testing team, UI designers, documentation team, and business analysts. In total, to develop an application or provide a solution for a customer, it often requires 20 to 30 people. Why? Because the responsibilities are divided, the project manager handles the overall project, the business analyst takes care of business requirements, the architect focuses on the project's architecture, and the other teams work on coding, testing, and related tasks. In traditional teams, everyone has a specific, well-defined role. The focus is on individual responsibilities. For example, as a developer, your job is to focus solely on coding. You don't need to worry about anything outside of that, unless it's assigned to you, which you must complete. On the other hand, Agile works very differently. Agile teams are self-organizing. This means the team makes decisions and handles implementations on their own. Unlike traditional teams, where the project manager holds the responsibility for delivering the project on time, in Agile, everyone is accountable for their actions. In traditional environments, developers are only responsible for their assigned tasks, but in Agile, there is a shared responsibility across the team. If a developer completes their coding tasks early, they might help with other tasks. This creates a sense of accountability, where every member plays an active role in the success of the project. In Agile, the focus shifts to team effort rather than individual responsibility. If someone is absent, the other team members step in to ensure the work gets done within the sprint timelines. Agile works in short iterations, and for this approach to succeed, effective teamwork, coordination, and management are essential. Without these elements, the Agile approach cannot work as intended. Now, you may hear many say they are working in an Agile environment, but the truth is, not every team is implementing Agile fully. It's a question of experience and understanding. If a team has no prior experience with Agile, they may need to hire experts or undergo training to implement it correctly. Many teams still mix traditional methods with Agile practices. This happens because implementing Agile can be difficult. Teams may start with the intention of fully adopting Agile, but when they face challenges, they return to traditional models, thinking it's easier to deal with. This is because Agile is complex, and for it to work, everyone involved must understand the values, principles, and mindset behind it. Agile is not just about processes, it's about mindset. It's about shifting from individual responsibilities to a collective team effort. In Agile, no one person's performance stands out more than the team's success. It's about working together and sharing both the challenges and rewards. The self-organizing nature of Agile means that everyone contributes to planning, decision-making, and executing the work. It requires the team to stay interconnected, with everyone taking accountability for their part. To summarize, traditional teams focus on individual roles and responsibilities, while Agile promotes shared responsibility and teamwork. Agile teams are self-organizing, where every member is involved in decision-making, planning, and execution. It's all about collective effort, accountability, and interconnectedness. The reason why the team size in Agile is limited is because it is designed to be small and efficient. In Agile, a typical team consists of no more than 10 members. This is a general guideline. On the other hand, traditional teams can be much larger. For example, a traditional team may have up to 20 or 30 people. This could include one project manager, 2 or 3 business analysts, 1 or 2 architects, and additional roles like developers, testers, UI designers, and documentation specialists. As you can see, the team size is much bigger in traditional teams. In Agile, however, the team size is kept small. These 10 people are responsible for everything related to the project. There are no other external people brought in to help with the work. This leads to an interesting question that you might ask: is it possible to complete a project with only 10 people? Is it practical to think that a small team can handle a complex project, such as a core banking system that takes a year and a half to complete? While it may seem challenging, it's important to understand that in Agile, work is done in short iterations. Each iteration or sprint usually lasts for about 2 to 4 weeks, and within this time frame, the team is expected to complete specific tasks. While it is true that there are strict timelines, the Agile approach helps to break down large projects into manageable parts. So is it possible for a team of 10 people to handle it? The answer is somewhat yes and somewhat no. For smaller projects, it can work quite well. However, when it comes to larger, enterprise-level projects, like core banking systems, the situation changes. This is where a concept called SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework, comes in. SAFe helps organizations scale Agile practices to large and complex projects, often requiring multiple Agile teams working in different locations, but still collaborating on the same overall project. For large-scale projects, coordination between all these teams is key. There may be multiple teams working on different aspects of the project, and regular communication is necessary to keep things running smoothly. This is where concepts like the Scrum of Scrums come into play, where multiple teams meet regularly to coordinate their efforts. So to summarize, while a small team of 10 people can work on smaller projects, larger projects with more complexity require multiple teams. Agile is not about having one small team do everything. Instead, it's about collaboration and effective communication between several teams, each focusing on different aspects of the project. Today, we are going to discuss Agile. So far, we have covered the waterfall model, incremental, and iterative approaches. Now, it's time to understand Agile. What is Agile? Why do we use Agile? What is its purpose? These are the key points we need to discuss. Why Agile? Why do we need Agile in the first place? What is Agile used for? Where and how do we apply Agile? Is Agile only for IT companies? Or can it be used elsewhere? These are the three main questions we need to address first. After that, we will explore the values and principles of Agile. Then, we will discuss Scrum and compare it with XP, Extreme Programming, and Kanban. Why Agile? As I mentioned earlier, customers want their projects to be completed in less time while maintaining quality and value. That is why Agile is widely used in application development today. In Agile, projects are completed in small iterations. This means that instead of delivering the entire project at once, we break it down into smaller parts and release them step by step. For example, let's say we are developing a core banking application. If the entire project takes 12 months to complete, we don't wait for a year to deliver it. Instead, we break it into 3-month phases and release a new version every 3 months. This way, we have 4 releases in 12 months, 3 months per release. The team does not focus on the entire application at once but only on the part needed for each release. This makes the development process more manageable and flexible. Advantages of Agile. Flexibility for changes. One major benefit of Agile is that changes can be made easily during the project. In traditional models, once requirements are set, making changes is difficult. In Agile, requirements are written as user stories, which are independent of each other. This allows us to modify them without affecting the entire project. Quick adaptation to market needs. Business strategies change frequently. Agile helps us adapt quickly by releasing updates in short cycles instead of waiting for the entire project to be completed. Efficient teamwork. Since Agile works in small phases, teams only focus on short-term goals, example, the next 3 months. This prevents overwhelming workloads and allows for better collaboration. Is Agile only for IT companies? No. Agile is not just for IT companies. It can be used in many other industries, such as healthcare, managing patient records, hospital processes, etc. HR recruitment, employee management, payroll systems. Sales and marketing, campaign planning, customer relationship management. Banking and insurance, core banking systems, financial services. Every organization today relies on technology to manage its business operations. Since Agile is a flexible approach, it can be applied to any industry that needs quick and efficient project execution. Comparing Agile with traditional models. Now, let's compare Agile teams with traditional teams, like those in the waterfall or V-model approach. In traditional models, large teams are involved, including project manager plans and budgets the project. Architects design the system structure. Developers write the code. Testers ensure quality control. UI designers work on user experience. Business analysts gather customer requirements. Since many people are involved, the process is slower and more rigid. In contrast, Agile teams are smaller and focus on shorter, more flexible cycles. This was an introduction to Agile, explaining why it is used, its benefits, and how it differs from traditional approaches. Next, we will move on to Agile values, principles, and Scrum methodology.